on, something that was mentioned is the Consumer Protection Act and how people could come after disreputable sellers. As far as I gather, that doesn't exist.
Well, I think it's a very grey area. Even in Europe, it's quite a grey area as to whether the Consumer Protection Act would apply. And in South Africa particularly, if you have a look at the Act and what it tries to do, it talks about consumers, who are consumers, and consumers are defined in terms of goods and services. Yeah. Then if we look at what goods and services are, the question is, well, would a horse be considered a good? And if you look at the definition of a good, it doesn't fit in anywhere. I think the only possibility would be a tangible object, which they talk about. And strangely enough, if you look at tangible, something I can see, feel, so there it would fit in. But object, live animals aren't seen as objects. So then I think it's a grey area. It hasn't been tested yet. I actually spoke to the Consumer Protection Tribunal and asked them. I also searched, Juta to see.
And they said, please don't bring horses into this. Please,
well, the first question they asked was like, what happened? Nothing's happened. I was just curious to know whether there would be any, would the Consumer Protection Act apply to me buying a horse or any animal for that fact? So I think it hasn't been tested. Very little has been tested even in terms of who a consumer is. If you look at the Act, it talks about a consumer, but it talks about a consumer in direct relevance to goods and services. Okay. So unless it's a goods and services, you wouldn't even read consumer. And if you talk about consumables, unless you're going to eat the horse, which I don't think we're talking about right now. No, apparently not. But it wouldn't be a consumable. Okay. So I doubt that the Consumer Protection Act would apply, and who knows, maybe we'll see a case coming up where that gets tested. Okay.